Why nonprofit founders aren't the best role models for everyone in their nonprofit team. That's what I would like to talk to you about today. And my first question is, are you a nonprofit founder? I really like to know. Please tell me in the comments whether you're a founder or not. If you're a founder, I hope that some of the things that I say here will help you avoid certain pitfalls and maybe solve certain challenges that you might face. And if you're not a founder, I hope that maybe you recognize something in your own organization and that this will help you to better understand and deal with those situations. So that's what I hope this video will bring you, and I would like to know at the end if I succeeded in that or not. So please tell me in the comments below at the end if this was helpful. So nonprofit founders aren't good role models. Why do I say that? First of all, nonprofit founders are great people. I love them. They're super courageous and they do things that other people don't and might never do. And they help other people actually to do things that they never believed possible. So, nonprofit founders are people who see a problem and dream a solution and are ready to work with their heart and soul for bringing the solution to the people that they want to work for. And so they are visionaries in that sense and very good at initiating things and inspiring other people to work for that dream that they share with the nonprofit founder. Yes, so nonprofit founders are super courageous, energetic, inspiring people that can mobilize other people and their resources towards a shared cause. So they're great people, but it doesn't mean that they're great role models, because one of the things that nonprofit founders usually are not is they're not really managers, right? They never dreamed of having a career in managing teams, managing money, taking care of day-to-day problems of staff, right? That's not their dream. Their dream is to solve a problem, and they're ready to work hard for that, but not for all that other bureaucracy stuff, right? So they're not very good at implementing the nitty-gritty. So for that, they will need from the beginning, even though the workload might not be very high in the beginning, they might be able to get everything done technically by themselves as a one person. But actually, nonprofit founders need from the beginning other people to implement things and to see things through from the nitty-gritty A till the nitty-gritty Z, right? That's what they need. And for that, they need to find people who are different from them, right? They can't work only with other founders, because then you have a whole team of initiators and visionaries, and we don't have implementers who get stuff actually done up until the narrative and financial report and the letter to the donor, right? So they need to find people who are different from them with different qualities and competencies. And that's very often the cause of a lot of miscommunications, misunderstandings, and even conflicts in nonprofits. The mismatch between sometimes the nonprofit founders and their energy and focus and the other team members, whether they are paid or volunteers, who bring in other expertise and professional knowledge and skills and competencies. I'm Susanne Bakker. I'm a nonprofit operations strategist, and I love talking about all sorts of things like finance, admin, HR, contracting, project design, fundraising, and more. If you love listening to that, then please subscribe to my channel so that you get a notification whenever a new YouTube video arrives. And please check the text below the video to join my newsletter list so that you get my Monday and Thursday emails with nonprofit operations stories. So let's look back at the nonprofit founder, right? They need other people. They need to bring in people who are professionals in their field, in finance, in maybe HR, in communication, in IT, in security, project management, whatever it is. They need people with professional skills and knowledge in those fields, and people with qualities like accuracy, timeliness, and so on and so forth, right? They need those people because in order to keep the support from the donors that the founder in the beginning could very easily get and mobilize, they need to show results, and they need to show that the results are predictable, reliable, and credible. And the same, of course, goes for the finance and the reporting, right? So that's why you need professional people who can deal with that, who know how to deal with that, and who are totally focused on that. And that's not the strong point or the zone of genius, as they say, for the nonprofit founder. That's why they need some other people to do that, paid or unpaid, depends a bit on the stage of the organization. But as the organization is growing, they'll need a paid team with all of this expertise in it, right? And so these are people who are bringing in other qualities than the nonprofit founder, and that sometimes can lead to tension between the founder and the professional, and that can lead to conflicts to a point where the founder feels like, who are you? You are not in it with your heart and soul because you're not dedicated 24/7 to working in the nonprofit. You go home at 5 or 6 p.m. You take your holidays in the summer 3 weeks, in the winter 2 weeks, whatever it is. And so this is sort of like underlying the feeling that the other people who are there as professionals aren't as dedicated as the founder and maybe some other people who are available for the work 24/7 and never dare to go on holiday because they feel like, yeah, everything will go wrong if I go on holiday, right? As if their colleagues aren't there to take over. They feel that they need to be there because otherwise the whole thing will fall apart, and that will be horrible for the community or the cause that the nonprofit is serving, right? So that's where a lot of conflicts usually arise from, this kind of feeling that's never really said out loud, or if it is, it has sort of never a really good conclusion. Um, and that is super unhealthy for any nonprofit, and very often leads to a sort of a break up between the nonprofit and the founder, or between the founder and the other team members, right? So that's what the nonprofit founder really needs to try and avoid, and they need to find people that they cannot really relate with, maybe easily, to work in their team, and then they need to invest in creating a safe workspace for everybody on the team, including those people that they find hard to get because they are so very different from them in terms of energy and focus, and how they deal with the balance between work and family life, friends, hobbies, and so on and so forth. And then they need to create a safe workspace for those people, right? For everyone, also the founder themselves, of course. They need to create a workspace where everybody's expertise and strong points are respected and followed. So not only the initiator energy of the founder, but also the nitty-gritty accuracy energy of the finance manager and the bookkeeper, for example. They need to create a safe space where differences of opinion are resolved and lead to better decisions and not to hidden conflicts. And they need to find a way to bring out the best in everyone and of everyone into one whole. That's so most nonprofit founders don't have the wish or the talent to be the safeguard of that kind of healthy workspace. That's why they need to look for an HR manager or an operations director, somebody who has experience and skills and time, and also interest in safeguarding the workspace and making sure that everyone feels respected and is respected and appreciated for whatever it is that they bring, and to make sure that the workspace is a professional workspace where people feel free to use their contractual annual leave as well as their contractual free time outside of regular working hours without being made to feel like they're not part of the family, not good employees, bad team members, not good team players, not real believers in the cause, etc., etc. Right? As I said, role models, that's not really what nonprofit founders are for most of their team members, right? A role model is somebody who inspires other people by showing that something is possible or by showing how to handle certain things in the best way. And of course, a nonprofit founder is a role model in showing us all that things are possible, that it is possible to step up and be courageous and initiate something, to have a vision and to work for that and to be successful in that and make the world better because of that. That's what nonprofit founders can show us and what they can role model. So they're very good role models for everyone in society, maybe for other people who could become a nonprofit founder too, but not necessarily for their own team members for all the roles in the team. And nonprofit founders, as I said before, I think very often don't like all the nitty gritty or things that they perceive as bureaucratic, like things to do with documentation and money and filing and stuff like that. And that's not really a good role model for the finance manager who needs to be super interested in that and who needs to be super energized by looking at an Excel and looking at documents. The same for the bookkeeper, of course. But it's also not a good role model for a project manager who needs to work with the finance team and with the donor to account for the money that was given and how it was used and what kind of results were created, but also what were the costs related to those results, right? So here the energy of the nonprofit founder isn't really helping the other roles in the organization in doing their job to the best of their ability and for actually the good of the organization, yeah, for the public image of the organization as a predictable, reliable, and credible organization. Yeah, so that's why nonprofit founders need to focus on their strengths and be a role model for all of us in society and delegate the safeguarding of the workspace and the implementing part of the work to other people in a team who are very different from them, who they might not understand and might not 100% fully appreciate, but that they will need to trust to do the best for their baby, for their nonprofit. If you want to talk more about how to delegate tasks in your nonprofit to create a healthy workspace in your nonprofit, then I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.